Another NBA All-Star weekend has come and gone. Great feats were made, great losses were had, and some things were just plain strange. Look, man, the joke was right there. I had to take it.
His opinions are bad and his content is lazy.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Lazy Critiques, the show where I do a little bit of research and give you a little bit of a product. You know what would have been a fun way to fill up my time last week? Going to All-Star Weekend. Too bad I only had $5 to my name and absolutely no way to get to Charlotte, North Carolina. Plus, even if that wasn't the case, scalpers already got there before me. SeatGeek, the app that ruins lives. Anyway, let's kick it over to my disembodied voice to start the video. Take it away, disembodied voice! Charlotte, North Carolina, a basketball haven for college hoops where an NBA franchise is lower on the list of priorities. This is the stage for this year's All-Star Game. Friday's events include the Celebrity Game and the Rising Stars Game. Neither one of these games involves any defense or actual strategy. Consider this to be like watching the best players of the YMCA play in a pool with people who are just there for the heck of it. The Celebrity Game this year was just as entertaining as expected. Quavo from Migos was the shining light on the away team, getting himself the most points along with former NBA superstar Ray Allen. The home team, however, wasn't as purely basketball. Outside of Aja Wilson from the WNBA, who was easily the MVP of the night, their roster was filled with people who just weren't as skilled at the— Oh my god, they won. Now, how does a team with Ray Allen lose to a team with Dr. Oz at the point? Famous Los could have convinced everybody he was freaking Kobe Bryant out there. Along with former NFL wide receiver Steve Smith and Aja Wilson holding it down on the defense, he gave a clinic out there. Ultimately, Ray Allen let the other team have it, letting them win after the away team attempted to mount a comeback behind Quavo and Hassan Minhaj. Similarly to the Celebrity Game, it was very obvious who would win right after tip-off. Unlike the Celebrity Game, however, the losing team never got within winning the game. The game was a hybrid of skills challenge and dunk contest. Trae Young, Darren Fox, and Donovan Mitchell kept throwing assists to whoever would catch the ball for some pretty stellar results, making people like John Collins, Kyle Kuzma, and Marvin Bagley look like gods out there. Meanwhile, on Team World, Ben Simmons and DeAndre Ayton put on a clinic for the crowd. It was nothing but uncontested dunks and crossovers galore. Fun game, no drama. All-Star Saturday started strong with the skills challenge. This year's combatants were Nikola Jokic, Nikola Vucevic, Mike Conley, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox, Luka Doncic, and Kyle Kuzma. Round 1 went mostly as expected. Jokic beat Vucevic in a battle of the Nikolas. Tatum beat Conley by getting his three off faster, and Doncic left Kuzma in the dust. The most unexpected turn in round 1, however, was Trae Young's half-second three that kept him right off the brink of the elimination from De'Aaron Fox, who otherwise had a flawless performance. This came out of nowhere. That kind of performance would follow Trae into round 2, where he outpaced Doncic, foregoing most of his dribbling in exchange for throwing the ball up the court and sprinting to it. This was a huge spiritual victory for Young, who obviously just wants people to stop comparing him to obvious best player in this year's draft. It was really good TV, y'all. Jason Tatum's next round would see him against Jokic, where he won by making his three before the Joker, who missed his first 2 attempts in an otherwise amazing run. Now, are you noticing a pattern here? Under the wire is essentially the through line of this contest. Finals. Tatum versus Trae. Trae out-hustles Tatum for most of the performance. Then come the three-pointers. Tatum heaves a half-court shot. It goes in. Tatum gets the crown in the most fitting way possible to end a skills contest filled with weird moments and last millisecond victories. I loved every second of this. Even the realization that Atlanta Hawks' greatness will always be outshined by a Boston Celtic.
Not enough!
This year's three-point contest was a strange one. The Curry brothers got some national airtime in their hometown, and poor Seth got way too much passive-aggressive shade from the TNT commentators.
But you have arguably the best shooter of all time from 3. Your other son led the league in three-point percentage for most of this season. Are you going to show a little bias? Are you leaning one way?
We opened on Del Curry doing his own round of threes for charity. 1 3 equals $1,000. He may have jinxed himself with this line.
Still got it, like riding a bike. Just got to figure out how the pedals move. But once you get it, it doesn't leave you.
Wow, only 8 threes. Good thing they rounded up his donation to $35K. Joe Harris started out strong, finishing with 25 points and having the largest lead for a good amount of time. Hometown hero Kemba Walker started off weak, but then he picked up steam on his third rack, but then he botched his fourth rack to end with 15. Chris Middleton choked hard, only scoring 11 and being the night's worst shooter. It's okay, bud. You're gonna have a good game on Sunday. Seth Curry made his second, third, and fifth rack, but still only ended the night on 16. Fellow Blazer Damian Lillard made most of his first and fourth rack and then ended at 17. Buddy Hield did not mess around, scoring 26 thanks to a high shooting percentage and a strategic use of his money balls. Danny Green scored a very good 23 points, becoming the new standard for the elimination point. Next up, Dirk Nowitzki. Not as good as his old showings, but 17's a great score considering how underwhelming he's been on this farewell tour. Steph Curry was ready to roll. He had a perfect second and fourth rack, and he even made every shot on the money ball rack. A whopping 27 for the megastar. Reigning champ Devin Booker was next. He went perfect on that money ball rack, but he was 2 points under elimination due to a less than stellar early shooting performance. 23 and barely out. Yikes. Round 2 begins. Joe Harris tops himself at 26. A perfect second and money ball rack plus 4/5 of his third rack made for a stellar performance. Buddy's next performance was great at 19. But you're in the finals, dude. Come on, get that weak sauce out of here. It's all down to Steph. Will he steal the title? Well, he made 9 straight, but ended up 2 under. White dude shooter wins. No, we can't use that. Dude, we can't use The Kyle Korver archetype wins. There we go. And now for the grand finale. The dunk contest. John Collins, Miles Bridges, Hamidou Diallo, and Dennis Smith Jr. All great dunkers, but who's actually contest ready? Spoiler alert, just this guy. John was cursed with dunking first, making this stylish wrench dunk go for all 8s. Diallo's first dunk, super good. This guy knows he's gonna win. Then Dennis Smith. This is where the contest gets frustrating. This dude fails to do a dunk about 5 times. To be fair, it's super complicated, but no excuse. This only counted as 2 attempts because he went for the hoop only twice. Still, despite trying way too hard to get a good dunk, he gets all 9s. Barely penalized for botching, which is kind of infuriating. Miles gives up after 3 tries and ends with mostly 6s. 33 points. The second dunk from Miles Bridges is a tribute to Larry Johnson. Hometown crowd loves it. 10s all around. Then John Collins does his tribute to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, and the Wright brothers. Setup looks good. Poor guy can't get the goggles on, and he only wears half the uniform. Trips over the plate on the landing. Solid scores for a corny dunk, but it doesn't save the fact that he's now eliminated. Dennis Smith is back up and does a tribute dunk to J. Cole. Okay, dunk's alright. Gets undeserved love for how many times he missed again. How is that a 50? How? Hamidou Diallo is back up. This time he enlists the help of Shaq. Oh, another Superman dunk. I hope this goes, and it's the best dunk I've ever seen. First 50 of the night that deserves it. So now the finals. The obvious winner versus whose man is this? Dennis Smith does it again. So many non-attempts. At this point, I'm ready to turn it off. Diallo, once again with a gold dunk. This one was a lot less flashy, but he doesn't need to worry about it. His opponent just choked. Next up, Dennis Smith Jr. does a dunk over Dwayne Wade. He eventually does a dunk over Dwayne Wade. An undeserved 50. Even the TNT analysts are in disbelief.
What? Oh, come on. Wait a minute. Come on. Oh, no.
Diallo ends the contest with an assist dunk from Quavo on his first attempt. Ends with a 45, but still enough to win the contest. Overall, this year was a missed opportunity outside of that Larry Johnson dunk and Diallo's stellar first round. Hamidou wins with no competition. Let's also not forget that overall, this year's All-Star Weekend was pretty killer. Even the complaints I had about the dunk contest, they're kind of minor at best. I love basketball. Basketball's great. Okay, cool. I'll catch you guys later. Oh, I forgot something. The actual All-Star Game. I liked how Team LeBron mounted that comeback against Team Giannis. That was really cool. If I were to write an actual recap on that, this video wouldn't be out until next week. So here's a highlight of Karl Anthony Towns against Team Giannis. Catch you later.
His opinions are bad and his